sad morning. What do you mean? Look at these droopy little flowers here, y'all. I didn't cover her up. I know. I figured she already had taken 33 this year already. So I'm like, well, forecast is only saying 35 and it was climbing. Therefore, I didn't cover her. And man, may I pay that price. These flowers don't look the greatest right now. This is just the morning after. And I mean, I'm not seeing a whole lot of frost burn on the leaves per se, not just yet, but the flowers are not looking great. Well, will she have enough time to go ahead and rebloom? I'm hoping. This is a late season mango. This is the Maria mango. It's our house special, our house mango, if you will, but it's special to me. Um, but yeah, this night or tonight, I'm thinking, look, you even got some sort of oozing coming out of the top there. Oh, all right, Kiwi. All right. Sorry about that. We got some oozing happening on the top there. Don't know if that's from damage or not. Can we see that? No, possibly not. But yeah, there's some oozing on the top there. Hopefully we can get something to happen later on down the year. We'll see if we can't get some fruits out of here. Here's some more of that little oozing action up there. So don't know. Prayers for the Maria mango. Hopefully we can get a decent crop. But let me show you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly here. Is when you know you got some frost damage, when moringa leaves are all limp and dried up, barely hanging in there. But we were scheduled to be down to 35, right? Well, the beginning of the week was like 33, you know, so I was deciding, all right, 33 means kind of 32-ish. Hey. Kiwi's over here barking. Real quick, let me show you all the Mexican sunflowers here. This is when you know we've had some damage. When the sunflowers take a hit, we're in trouble. And this is all on the north side here. And they're droopy. And I didn't think the frost was going to be that much of a concern because we were so dry. Haven't had any rain lately. So I was like, well, I don't think we'll have that bad. I think it should be more of a dry type of cold. So I didn't think it was going to be much to worry about. Didn't hear anyone saying anything about frost or nothing like that. So thought it was just another night. But no, look at this. Woke up to even the papaya is nice and sad, which they do. It is one of those things. This one I'm not going to cry for you, Argentina. It does have some fruits. Don't know if these future flowers will turn into anything. It got shocked. It did. Those are replaceable. I'm not going to sit here and cry over some papayas, but these Mexicans here, because they have a shed just on the other side of this fence there. What's up? Thank you for tuning in. I'll show you what that did for me versus what everything else looks like outside. Here you got the moringa up here in the front. It did get some crunchy leaves. Some of these Mexicans look okay, but again, it's insulated. 10 by 20 greenhouse, folks, will save you. For most people that don't have a ton of trees, just the average gardener / collector, 10 by 20 or 2 could, for the most part, take care of a lot of your small, let me say that, small potted trees. I think the height's only like 6.5 feet, so you're not going to put anything too large, but can protect your stuff during these rougher times. Everything that was kept in a container was all in the greenhouse, so those look great. But everything else that was left here, yep, little cuttings and such, got a little damage. Look at this. This was all longevity spinach. And this one is all toasty, folks. Whatever this plant was, this thing's all beat up as well. Going on sale, folks. Who wants it? $2. What? $1? It's yours. Come by and grab it. It's beautiful. It'll bounce back. I promise. It'll be wonderful. Dang, man. Yes, we lost some money out here. But that's okay. Listen, this is how we learn. We grow from this, you know. And we're teaching y'all, right? It doesn't all go to waste here. If I can make something out of it and teach you guys as well. This was already dried, but a lot of the elepaeos. Look at this cardinal basil. The flowers are pretty maroon-like, but the leaves are supposedly green, very bright green, and now she is fried. Didn't like it, and that's with this shade cloth over the top. There's a 50% shade cloth over the top, so even with that, look at these. Now these are collards, and they're supposed to love this cold weather, right? They're supposedly get sweeter and better in the cold weather, and they are struggling. Chaya is all flimsy, looking beat up in here. Here's some mojitos, crunchy as all. Yeah, I just left these out. Again, Chaya. I want to show you a couple in pots and in the ground and show you different results based on where you put them. So, not looking great, but we're going to survive, folks. Everything else in here was nice and toasty. Glad I moved it all. Always could have done more, of course, but you count your lucky stars and count your blessings and know that you live to fight another day. All right. So everything in the greenhouse over here is fine. The mulberries over here seem to be doing okay. Some of the leaves did get a little darker, if you will, but it seems all right. Where we got some action is over here. This big, beautiful, sweet ahi took a little bit of damage underneath this. Not too bad considering how fragile the leaves can be. There's still some more flowers popping up. It did going through some color changes now. I'm sure by tomorrow it'll get a little bit sadder. Most of the figs did okay, although I'm still seeing some color changing in the leaves as well. But it's all right. Those are figs and they're pretty hardy. Strawberry guava didn't flinch. Didn't flinch. All these leaves are looking fantastic, nice and sturdy. No issues on strawberry guava. Yep. Mexican sunflower cuttings dried up. Savannah cherries took the cold, no issues. Nice and green. Didn't cover, didn't do anything. And it seems to be all right. It's always good to know what can make it and one cannot. This is malanga. And as you can see out here in the open, all the leaves are fried, right? I want to show you another one that may not be the same. This jackfruit stayed out here. I left some seedlings out here just to test it. Some of them look better than the others, but I think they're going to survive. Some things look terrible. Some things look like nothing really happened. It is the day after, so it does take a few days to go ahead and show what really is damaged. All these little baby loquats over here. A-okay. This papaya, look at the difference. That last one, all the leaves were all fried. This one, because it has an overstory here, oak and whatever this thing is, some sort of cypress, I don't know what that is. But look at that. No issues. Can you protect them based on where you plant them? Yes, right? This is how you find out where your hot spots and cold spots are in your property. Over here, as we start going into the greenhouse, this was nice and toasty. I didn't put a heater in here this morning or last night. Didn't really need it, although the temperature was saying 33 degrees this morning. The humidity was way up in here, which was great, but not really stressing about the things in here. I did the best that I could, and I put everything in here nice and tucked away. So even a couple June plums still holding, but these little blooms that are starting to tilt over to the side, I don't like seeing it. We'll find out. Hang in there. I got hope for these girls that came in here. The ones outside, well, you win some, you lose some, right? And you learn from it. Mountain soursop. Still glossy leaves. Doesn't seem to be too phased. Okay. Red Jabo over here. You're going to go through every plant? Not everyone. No, just the ones that matter, right? Red Jabo is doing good. Everything inside of this little circle seems to be doing okay. The Mexican sunflowers in here don't seem to be too burned. Leaves look a lot more normal, more supple. As you can see, big leaves, green. Can't fake that, right? Either they're crunchy or they're not. And where they're not, you may be onto something. Here, this bamboo. Now, was it like this before? I don't remember this much yellowing in the leaves, but it's bamboo. Not well, sure, it's edible if you do your own research, but not really stressed about it, I'll say. Mangoes are my biggest worry here. And a lot of this ground cover you probably can't see, but the yellow hibiscus and the cranberry hibiscus took a hit. A lot of the Biden's alba, I know it's probably going to be a little weird, but it's dark in here. The leaves look all crunchy. You can tell that it's been fried a little bit. Passion fruit seems to be doing okay. I am seeing some color. There's a little bit of a baby fruit there. Seeing some color on some of these leaves, but it's still too early to really say how great she fared, right? Some of this newer growth still seems to be doing okay, so that's usually the telltale sign. But see this? That's all fried in there. All this Biden's alba, all fried. Avocados. This is the Donnie that I first planted in here. Why is it so small, man? You've had it for like 4 years. Yes, it already has been zapped by the cold multiple times, and she refuses to grow. I've already talked it over with her. We're going to find out what she wants to do. If not, if you're not happy, you got to go. This little fantastic avocado is cold hardy, so no issues with that. Look at this. Baldo, or the toilet paper plant, doesn't like the cold. Shriveled up. So if you're trying to get toilet paper in the winter, I apologize. This is not going to be for you. Unless you store them somehow, you ain't going to be wiping with these. Right? Crunchy leaves now. Whole plant. Hopefully will bounce back. Don't know. And this is why I tell people to back up their longevity in Okinawa cuttings, just because the frost does wipe them out. For the most part, they bounce back. But if they don't, make up some backups. The white zapote. New growth, no problem. Doesn't care. Maybe this is the fruit for the future up here. But new growth and the older growth, no cold issues, right? No frost burns or nothing, but that's looking good. So that's a Savannah cherry, so that's doing fine. Here's another. Oh, I spoke too soon. The last one was a Subel. This one's a Redlands. This one took a little bit of a hit. You got some of the leaves looking a little limpy. So this one took a hit. It's still going to be fine, but it just sucks seeing some sad leaves. Grumichamba didn't get covered. Seems to be doing okay. Nice crunchy leaves, as in stiff and supple, right? You got some new growth coming. Maybe some flowers down the road. I don't know. Groomy and I are we're still working each other out over here. Haven't figured her out fully. Good fruit. Not a ton as of yet, but it's a small tree. Venus really surprised me. She put out some growth not too recently, and everything seems to be fine. And this is the north side, so it is technically the coldest side, but I'll show you how we have it set up over here, where it is slightly different. All the seedlings got put up, not all, but most. Katuk, getting real narrow in the cold, hates it, curled up, little taquitos. Some of them, the ones that got burned, you'll see the leaves curl. The ones that didn't, right? So, see that? Here's the difference. Looks normal versus the curl leaf. That's the wind and the cold, right? Cold damage on there. This whole north side over here seems to be doing okay. Pigeon peas all flowering. The leaves look great. No damage on that. Does have guacamole right behind it. That's sheltering it. Plus these Mexican sunflowers. Look at this dwarf Puerto Rican plantain. Leaves look okay. Are they a little bit darker than yesterday? Yes, but they're not fried. I will show you the difference. Big leaf, got some wind damage a little bit, but it's not bad. It's still green and you can tell what it is, right? That last malanga that I showed you over there, look at the difference. Big, beautiful leaves underneath these Mexican sunflowers, so it protected it, right? Look in here. I left some of these mangoes out on purpose. Wow, that one's crispy. Wondering if that was already crispy though. I left some of these out on purpose just to see what they would do. Ones that were already kind of ugly. They weren't looking the greatest already. I'm not gonna put those out here to test them, but I did leave a few as testers, and look at these leaves. No issues, right? So I left these out, left some citrus out right there as well. But over on this north side, which is technically the coldest, it's actually somewhat warm. Harvest Moon, should have covered her, but I didn't. I know. Shame on me. But I didn't cover her and she's looking good. Why didn't I really cover her? Because she's got a nice set of oaks above her. So those, in my opinion, keep her somewhat warm. And all of her signs are letting me know that she's doing okay. She didn't call me and wake me up and complain or nothing, so I take it she's fine. Can we get some mangoes this year? Tune in and find out. Subscribe if you haven't, because I just drop videos whenever I get the chance. I don't schedule anything. It's just when we have the time, we do it. If not, hang in there, right? The star fruits, no issues. Over here, look at this. Mamey, with no issues over here. North side, no frost damage, which I would have expected a while ago. This is some older foliage already, but nice and green. I was expecting way worse, right? Kiwi's looking here. Here's another Puerto Rican plantain. Green leaves. This is new growth. Still looking good. So I know my microclimates to a certain degree over here. Just based on walking around and checking everything, right? If it looks good, then it's a little bit warmer. Here's a Fairchild seedling I left out here. And I was asked, are you going to cover up all of your seedlings? I'm like, dude, I got a lot of them out here that I don't have time nor resources to wrap. Sorry, they're going to have to figure it out. And because they're not grafted, they are a little bit more hardy. Here's a sand toll, which has no business here. But I bought her years ago, not knowing that she wasn't cold hardy. And we put her in the ground. And now she's playing yo-yo games every year, growing out, looking good, and then she dies back. Does it again every year. Yay. So in the future, can this spot be taken by something better? Sure. But for now, she's in here and new growth looks okay. So even though this thing's a wimp for the cold and the winter, she seems to be doing okay. So maybe, just maybe, this spot is a lot warmer than what I think. Here's an ice cream mango. Well, not a mango. A banana. Ice cream banana, folks. This is the only part that looks bad, per se. And I told myself, well, there's some bad shade on there too. A little bit of frost damage. I'll show you the difference here in a sec. So I told myself I was going to put this thing away, and I didn't. But look, new growth, okay. So even though I left it out, seems to be unaffected. Some of this stuff is a-okay. Others, I may shed a tear too once I stop this video. I got some, kidding. These beautiful little radishes, daikons coming in. I think those don't mind the cold. Not so bad, but just seeing all my ground cover just fried. It sucks. It sucks, but what do you do? Check this out. So that hog plum, that hates the cold. If you're growing hog plums, you know that it doesn't like the cold. Checker. Look at this. All the foliage is still here. Look at that. No damage. In a pot. I'm sure she's already rooted down into the ground. Now, granted, it's a pretty good size trunk. You know, it's all a 3-inch caliper, but good sized trunk. We got leads, y'all. No issues. So pretty happy with that. I didn't want to move her just to have transplant shock happen or something. Come on, Kiwi. So wax Shambu, which is usually a punk for the cold, no issues on the wax Shambu. Now, the papaya neighbor, little volunteer, got fried. But that's okay. Listen, I'm not expecting fruit out of this little guy. Why do you have her here then? Basically as protection. That way it can insulate and keep some of this cold off of the wax Shambu. I didn't plant the papaya, it kind of just volunteered on its own there. So if it's there, if it popped up on its own, it's for a reason. And we leave it. And so far, so good. Look at this Mexican. Right on the edge, fried. But it's doing its job. I put it here as protection for the wax Shambu as well, because it'll grow up a little bit taller and will give this Shambu a little bit of shade cover, right? A little frost protection, if you will. And maybe, just maybe, it's working. I don't know. We'll have to ask her and see if she's happy or not. I got some of these little mangoes that, oh, see, I'm getting more of that oozing coming out of there. What's the oozing, y'all? Is that damage? Is that the tree saying, help me? Let me know. Look at this. Winter Mexican. No, Mexicola Grande. Mexicola Grande showing signs of stress, a little cold. Supposedly a cold, hardy avocado, but what happened? No, it's just the new growth that kind of went for it. I don't know. Hopefully the flowers can stay in there. I know the tree's small. It probably won't give me an avocado, but it'd be cool to see it. Yep. This is just turpentine. This branch here is just turpentine. This one here, let me get on the right side here, is Kathy. Right here, this was my Kathy graft. And seems to be all right. I mean, considering there's a lot of new flush on here, she's not totally crispy. Now, the day is young, and we still got tonight. I may cover this one just because I do want Kathy on this tree there. But the rest of it looks okay. A lot of the mangoes don't have the same problem as everything else. Here's the Winter Mexican. Flowers blooming, but nothing is really hurt on there. What? I'm guessing that is not flowers. There's no way. That's got to be growth. This is a Sugarloaf seedling. That thing looks like it's pushing, but no way. It's way too young. Those all look great. That Katuk looks fine. We'll speed this up a little bit, folks. I know you got things to do. But this is my Wednesday morning so far. We actually stayed from the farmer's market. Usually Wednesdays are at the Volusia County Farmer's Market, but this weather was brutal. I'm not going to be out there when it's freezing trying to sell trees, mango trees. Like, no one wants to go ahead and get more when they're already worried about the ones that they got. But I mean, if you lose a couple, then you may need to replenish them, right? I see the new growth, crispy on this. Seedlings. These are my Connect 4s, but not really stressing it as long as there's no blooms, right? Appreciate y'all tuning in, hearing me rant about my damages over here. Here's the Ceci Love seedling. She had a beautiful purple flush. Man, I was so happy for her. Now they're looking a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more rigid. Hopefully they don't crisp up on me. That was kind of more of what it looked like there before the frost came in. And now we're going to have to make some adjustments out here, folks. Barbados cherry, which usually doesn't like the cold, seems to be doing okay. Nothing seems to be burnt on it. Does have the Mexican sunflowers right above it over here. And those leaves seem to be okay. Well, because it's all underneath this big oak, right? So all of that does help, in my humble opinion. I am no expert. Only been doing this for a couple of years, but I'm after it every day. M4 seedling, no issues. Love it. No drama shown. She seems to be doing just fine. See, look at Chaya. Right next to her shows signs of stress. You know, the leaves are all limp. New growth is like, I'm out. Just wait. Now, am I stressed about Chaya? No, but shows you that there was damage here, right? Look at the longevity underneath. Fried up. It's all right. Means that you got to plant more. A lot of this cranberry hibiscus got fried as well. You see how they just sit there on the end of the stem? They just droop down. There's no life to the leaves. Looks like they just gave up. You're like, come on. Yep, frozen, y'all. Didn't like it. I registered 29 here on the thermometer underneath the white canopy. So 29 underneath there. Look at this baby girl. Still looking good on the little Kathy. Very happy for that. Maybe, just maybe. And look at the Chaya right next to her. These two leaves look okay, or look a little beat up, but that one, if I can get out of the way, looks a lot better. So why does it look better? Maybe because they're planted underneath these two Chthonias. Maybe. Yeah, 29 sucked, y'all. After we were predicted to be 35, right? So like 4 or 5 days ago, we we're at 33 for the longest. Then 2 days ago, it goes up to 34. I'm like, yay, going in the right direction. Yesterday, 35. I'm like, huh, we're warming up. You know, if anything, I wanted to do less because I'm thinking, hey, that means 35, could be even 36 if we're climbing, right? But no, boy, were they off. So instead, we got down into the freezing mark, which I didn't hear anyone say anything about it being some sort of a freeze warning or frost event. Nothing. No one even mentioned it. Starfruits look okay, but the leaves in here, you can tell, curled up. They don't like it. See that? No bueno, folks. So the new growth on the mangoes took a little turn. It got a little bent up out of shape, but the older stuff seems to be doing okay. Fruits holding still. Dwarf Hawaiian starting to ripen up. Sugar apple, which loses its leaves anyways this time of year, so don't take that personal. I will say this though, this Atamoya probably would have been gone. Atamoya graft, Presley or Priestley, this one probably would have been gone without this Tithonia here. So still looking good. Graft is still holding on. Good, beautiful leaves on there. So definitely does help versus that, right? So that's what it could have looked like, but it doesn't. Patience and also putting your plants in a practical place, right? But it needs more sun, Dwayne. You don't get it. Why do you grow in the shade? It's like, here's why we grow them in the shade, folks, because we have to. If you want your tree to actually make it and survive and give you fruits the next year, I don't care if it's 2, 3 fruits, you got to keep the tree alive. If it doesn't live, well, then there goes your hope for fruit, right? Another sugar apple with the Rollinia graft. And Rollinia out here in the open. Look, beautiful, unfazed. Rollinia grafted onto a sugar apple. Great, same exact deal. Why is that happening? Well, you got a nice little canopy that allows for mixed light. Now, I'm not going to plant something that's going to totally shade it out, or you come in here and you thin it out as needed, right? Because, dude, I just saw this the other day. This trunk is huge, folks. This thing is wide, probably about 1 foot and some change wide. Thick, thick trunk on this Tithonia. So you just thin them out, right? Thin them out to what you would like your light to be like, right? But look at that. You can grow these in spots where they probably wouldn't make it otherwise. This little seedling here seems to be doing fine. Who are you? Sanpari. Oh, my favorite. Sanpari seedling. I got 3 of those. Keep forgetting. But see, Pineapple Pleasure graft here in the shade, but it survived, right? So as this continues to grow, I'll keep trimming back the turpentine, and Pineapple Pleasure emerges underneath this canopy, trim this back, and you know how it goes. But in time, folks, look at this. Here's what we get, though. So I came out and watered heavily yesterday. Even the bananas. Yeah, I didn't know about not giving them water the night before. I am no banana pro. I don't own a banana hammock or none of that, right? Like, this is something that I'm shooting from the hip on a lot of these and learning. I'm still learning, still growing together, as we say. This one, blooms don't look great on it. They're already starting to droop and turn colors. I don't know if this will rebloom, but hopefully. Tune in and we'll let you know how fruitful it will be. But the bananas, I came out and gave them water. I gave them fertilizer not too long ago. And yesterday I was like, well, let's give them a ton of water because we don't want them to freeze. And what did I do? Just water the bottoms? Oh no. Oh no. I went overboard and watered the whole top too because, oh, they like water, then give them lots of water. Well, dude, and then someone posted, don't water bananas. They're in the grass family. They will dry up and they will shrivel. And I'm like, oh, great. Too late, folks. So here's my sweet little Lacatan. Chock full of chicken poop down there, but that is toasted. You mean all your bananas are fried? Look at them, y'all. Double Mahoy, fried up. This is the south side, technically the warmest side of the property, right? That's what everybody would say is the south side is the warmest. Well, this south side, because there's no oaks on this side, it's kind of wide open. Over here, the frost kind of settles right down in here. And without these turpentines already here, it'd be way worse. I don't know if you guys tuned in last year when I had the frost cloth on the Valencia Pride. That thing was brown last year. Here's ice cream. Not looking good. This thing is fried too. I'll learn, and I will tell someone else next year, hey, don't water your bananas before a freeze. Or don't water the tops of them, right? Water the ground, fertilize, do that whole ordeal, but leave the tops alone with water. If not, you will have some crunchy leaves. Now, I'm not expecting bananas. No one was coming over here to buy these, so it's not a big deal. Oh my gosh. Here we go. This one is the Sangraha. Same deal. Burnt. And I had rabbit poop all around the bottom of this thing. Yeah, there's some in there. Rabbit poop. And now I got a big hole over here, and all this poop is gone. I hate to say it, but that may be my dog that comes in here and supplements with a little bit of that rabbit goodness. I don't know. She's hopping around a lot more than usual, but Valencia Pride didn't get burned like last year. Last year I put on that cheap frost cloth, which I will not be purchasing anymore. I'd rather put blankets or something else or nothing, right, than to buy those frost cloths. Now, if you're buying the good stuff, that's a whole different deal. But if you're just going to Amazon and buying the cheap one, be careful because this stuff, it doesn't work, in my opinion. I lost a bunch, still frozen last year. This year, no problem. And this was the only one that I covered last year. All the rest of them were untouched. But this year, not good. Or no, this year was a lot better. Look at this. Even the fig came over here and felt it. I didn't move this Chi'iniri because I'm like, oh, it's a fig. It likes the cold. Nothing's going to happen to it. You know, it was made for this. I was giving it all good excuses, gave it a pep talk. And look at her. And she even got frost on the leaves over here too. Sucks. Gus loves it. Doesn't mind the cold at all. Gangster little guava. Leaves look good. Back over here, let me search around for some passion fruits on the ground. Negative. Looks like the cold just makes them all hang in there. This one, little M4 seedling with new growth, seems to be doing fine. Not too bad. Didn't cover, didn't do much. Got it out here on the outskirts, but it does have some bamboo and oak, some passion fruit above it. So again, that's going to protect it some. Let's see what else we got. It's always nice to pick up the possum purple. Look at this one. This one's a Puerto Rican plantain, right? This one got fried. I don't know if you can see that. And this is just the day after. It get worse. This one underneath, a little bit greener. This one did have bloom, but that's just a mess there. Nothing came out of it. Another Sombreree in the shade. No problems. No problems. A little green hibiscus just outside of that. Got some olive, folks. Here's that hog on this side. So it's out here in the open. You can a bit of this on there, that kiss color. Maybe the other leaves will fall. This can you hear me? Oh, hello, hello. But little still in those days where I just think I'm losing everybody. What's going on? I'm losing everybody. What's going on? I'm losing signal here, folks. I don't know what was missed there, but we got work to do. We got cleanup, and we have a whole night of some more cold temps here, folks. And 36 degrees, 1 degree warmer, right? Considering that's what they're telling us, I'm gonna have to cover this Maria mango tonight, because that means that if it goes from 29 to 30, still not enough. Like, I mean, a lot of the damage is already done. What do? Got to roll with it, right? But 1 degree warmer. Let's see what that really translates to. Cover up your plants. You're in a sensitive place. Mango season's only once a year. So are you afraid of, am I afraid of the tree actually dying on me? No, I don't think it's going to be that cold to where she dies. But if it stops me from getting fruit this next year, I see that as a fail, right? I want this mango fruit every single year. This one right here specifically, once you taste it, you'll understand. She's your queen to be. I'm telling you, great mango. Hang on. Let's see if she reblooms. Maybe we can get some more mangoes out of her this year. Didn't taste her last year, but this year, folks, stay tuned. But anyways, stay warm. Get your greenhouses up if you have to. Do something, because doing nothing will get you into trouble. But gotta go, folks. Till next time, we'll be open again tomorrow, 10 to 5. Friday, 10 to 5, Saturday and Sunday as well. We'll be back in action this week, so come by and see us. No more jam, although Roselle jam will be probably being made here in the next few days. Let me see what I can do for you. But all right, folks, got to go. Next time. And listen to your meteorologists. They're always correct.